job ain't finished. Your job ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. I'm your host, Nick Athan, alongside my producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports.
Hey, well, I'm still repping my team.
Still rocking. I still got my 54 Chiefs Super Bowl and my 58 sweatshirt on. The Chiefs obviously did not play well on Sunday. They lose to the Philadelphia Eagles 40-22 in Super Bowl 59, ending the three-peat. But if there's a silver lining, the 2025 odds are out, and the Chiefs are number one atop the list to go back to the Super Bowl and win it. So before we get started on the show, Hans, let's bring in our one of our corporate sponsors as we start the Four Guys in a Bar podcast. Play now in Missouri. If you're looking for a great fantasy game, we've teamed up with UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play $5 and get $50. You can use the special promo code Chiefs Blitz. The game is available in 33 states. Check out the availability map. You must be 18, 19, or 21 years older to play, but it's an outstanding game. The app is very simple. You can deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for new customers, and make sure you use the Chiefs Blitz code, and so you can register to start playing this amazing game. Play Pick'em on Underdog. You can, with all your favorite NBA players, James, Curry, Ball, anybody and everybody who's in the NBA, you can play higher or lower. It is an amazing product. It's very simple to use. If I can do it, anybody can. And just make sure when you log on to UnderdogFantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. All right, that's UnderdogFantasy.com. Play now in Missouri. It's now illegal to do so. Start with $5, get $50 for all new subscribers, and a chance to get up to $1,000 in bonus money. Again, it's available in 33 states. Must be 18, 19, 21. Check the rules, and you're going to absolutely love it. It's a great game. We play it every day. Came up a little short yesterday in some of the games I played in regards to the Chiefs and the Eagles, but nonetheless, it was a lot of fun. So we appreciate the new sponsor. All right, joining us on the show, the other senior member, Mr. Lou Montagna, and Coach Andre Tillman. Well, gentlemen, that sucked. I don't know another way to put it. I think very early on we got the sense it just wasn't going to be the Chiefs' day. Credit to the Philadelphia Eagles. Credit to their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who was the better quarterback of the day. And credit to Vic Fangio, 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes, had never won a Super Bowl. He's 66, 67 years old. He's been around a long time. He was absolutely brilliant. He basically mapped what the Tampa Bay Bucks did in Super Bowl 50, and the Chiefs' offensive line was powerless to stop it, and poor Patrick Mahomes took a beating. At the end of the day, the Eagles are champions. Again, the Chiefs lose 40-22. They made a valiant effort, and we can certainly glean a few positive things from this, but overall,
I would like to say this.
Go ahead.
What was the biggest surprise from the loss that you didn't see coming? Let's start off with Lou.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Well, one positive for sure is that we now have the 31st overall selection and not 32nd.
Yes, it's true.
So there's a positive.
Think about that.
There really weren't much, right? I mean, in terms of the biggest surprise was, I think that the Chiefs, much as they did against Tampa Bay and Brady, they came out with kind of a way they were going to play, and they didn't veer off it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, the failings of the offensive line had a lot to do with that. So I don't know that there really was much of a curveball or fastball that you're going to throw at, get by them. But I guess the biggest surprise was just the fact that the offensive line was so overmatched.
Yeah.
We knew it was a problem, but we didn't know that it was like basically men against boys.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I was surprised. And, all week I watched pretty much from Cleveland on out. I watched this offensive line, and I thought they played really great, especially that 3-game stretch in 11 days where they won all 3 games, convincingly. And I think I that surprised me the most. I mean, Thuney was just overmatched. And I think the thing that hurt them, and this is what Tampa Bay did, is that they spread their 4 rushers out. There was a good 3 or 4 yard gap, and the Chiefs didn't take advantage of that by doing draw plays or just having Patrick just take off up the middle. There were definitely some things they could have done, but they were being shoved back so quickly. And on the very first play of the game, Mahomes had Worthy wide open down the field, and he didn't pull the trigger. And maybe that's a completion, maybe it's not, but it kind of sets the tone that, hey, we're gonna go for the bomb. And
Florio was having a field day with that this morning. Like,
yeah,
he was so dialed in. Like, somebody at the exit press conferences, whatever, better ask Patrick, why didn't you throw that?
Yeah,
so.
And he didn't seem to have an answer for it. But to me, it was the offensive line. I mean, Trey Smith was bad. Caliendo was completely overmatched. Thuney was overmatched. Humphreys was getting killed up the middle. Andy Reid did nothing. He could have put another tackle out there as a report as eligible tight end to help the passing game if they're going to give up on the running game to go max protect. They didn't use the tight ends to chip. They didn't do any reverses. They didn't do any.
Tried. Travis got blown up on a couple.
Yeah, well, Travis isn't the guy to take on a pass rusher. That's just not his thing.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing about those adjustments and so forth is that I looked at this game, and you look at kind of the way that Philadelphia plays their defense, right? I mean, and for Fangio to be brilliant, there's no surprises. There's nothing. I mean, they know what they're going to do. The key to that scheme is the down 4 getting pressure on the quarterback, because then you've got 7 guys with eyes on said quarterback and can kind of see where the plays are going.
Right.
Now, I'm sure everybody saw, like, after the fact, there was plenty of plays where their scheme, the Chiefs scheme, was working. They had open guys, but the fundamental piece of giving Patrick enough time to find somebody was missing. So none of that stuff mattered. So in terms of those adjustments, I know I kind of led with that, but if now all of a sudden you do go max protect, they're still only going to rush 4.
Right.
So now you have even fewer guys in the pattern against 7 in the back. So it's I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I guess the key to that equation is holding up in pass pro.
Right.
Well, honestly, guys, I ain't gotta say much. Both of y'all just said everything. What I've been stating all season about this frustrating offensive line. Caliento, left guard, should have put Tooney right there. You should have put DJ Humphreys out there, give him a shot. But it wasn't nothing new for me. I knew they was gonna do that. Like, they didn't have to blitz nobody. They just used their 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the whole Trey Smith, his boy Trey Smith got blown up. Tooney got blown up. You know what I'm saying? Humphrey was in the backfield, man. It was like,
they all my boys. And I'm still going to rep them.
Nah, but Humphrey Smith, you earn your paycheck, you earn your money, you earn your money. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. My biggest shock is this: Hunt running the ball. They didn't run the ball for real. They didn't run. They stopped running the ball.
Yeah,
that was my biggest takeaway from. Go ahead, bro.
I agree.
My biggest takeaway was from the biggest surprise was I didn't expect that from Pat. Even though I'm gonna rock him, the bad decision making, take away the 14 points that Eagles have 26, the Chiefs, 22. You take away them 14 points that, even that a touchdown pass that he thrown. But hey, end of the day, this situation needs to be quick fix in a hurry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got these, either, somebody got to step up on the other side, or you're going to have to be looking at free agency to go fix this situation in a hurry. In the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is 29 years old. He's still young. You know what I mean? He's still going to be back here once again. But my biggest surprise was Patrick Mahomes. I didn't expect that. It looked like that defense right there gives him trouble. Somehow, Cincinnati ran the same defense on him before.
Yeah,
too. Cincinnati ran the same defense.
Different guys though. Hence, the scheme doesn't matter. I mean, in that game, the biggest takeaway is the guys in the uniforms. Those guys are huge. They're just O-line, D-line. I mean, but bottom line, that's it. That's where the game was won and lost on both sides of the ball for both teams. Exactly. And you can say Patrick made poor decisions. Him just having to play faster, whether he did or didn't, because of every down, he was like, 1, 2, 3 steps, he's like surrounded. So then he started anticipating pressure. And, some of the balls were certainly off for sure. I mean, the ones, a couple to Travis were way off, and you rarely see that. So
I'd like to ask you this then, Lou. If everybody's in the offensive line, this and this and that, why didn't Andy Reid adjust at the half? Why didn't he adjust? Why didn't he not adjust at all? He just didn't change anything.
My guess is that he didn't believe that making that change was going to make a difference, or it would be worse, or whoever they would put in was completely unprepared, and because they haven't played in like 3 or 4 weeks. So when he talked about, during the court, leading up to the Super Bowl and in the preparations, well, we'll work them in and out, talking about practice, work all the guys in and out. So we'll see what happens. I think at a certain point, he just made the decision that, hey, if I thought that guy was going to do a better job, I would have done it at the beginning of the game. Right. So again, as far as the game plan, maybe they tried a couple of screens and they blew those up. You talked about running the ball. I mean, it wasn't like when they did hand it off, anything was happening. And they got behind so quickly that, you don't want to take it out of Patrick's hands. So it was just, it was just a series of events that just snowballed on them, and they never really had a counterpunch.
This what got me though. I think if the Chiefs would have got the ball at the beginning to set the tone, I feel like I had a eerie feeling. I'm like, why didn't the Chiefs get the ball and set the tone early? You know what I'm saying? You gave the ball to Hurst, and I was like, why not get the ball and set the tone?
That was my one lock, and I said it to my daughter as soon as the game started. Whoever wins this toss, they're going to defer, because that's just the way they play. They want to win the middle 8. You want to be able to get that second half kickoff, have the last possession of the half.
I get it.
And, in retrospect, there was a penalty, but they did get off the field. So they did stop them on the first possession. So I don't know how big of a difference it makes, but I hear what you're saying. Maybe just take it straight down the field or whatever. But I just think they prefer to play that way, where they can control the middle 8 minutes.
And then on top of that, you set the tone early, get these guys going. Now the Eagles let's say the Chiefs do score in their first job. Now you put the pressure on the Eagles now. Right. But the way the Eagles came out there, man, they came out there and just delivered, man. I don't think off the rip, man.
Hindsight's 20/20 now, so I don't think that makes a difference at all. I mean, it really would have made no difference in the game.
But the tone setter, shit. Hey, I would set the tone, Lou. Hell no, I would came out there had set the tone.
Well,
but
the first time they did get the ball, they really didn't move it. So, I mean, I don't know if it would have made a difference if they would have had the ball.
I don't know if the damn Q could have figured that out. The damn Q couldn't have figured that earlier.
Yeah, it just wasn't their day. It was a completely bad matchup. They were able to kind of mask the shortcomings of the offensive line with Patrick as far as getting the ball out early and so forth. But those guys, that down 4 was so dialed in.
Milton, Mojo.
I don't think anybody was stopping them that day.
Yeah, man, them boys was balling.
Well, while Nick types away, I will answer. I don't
fix something on the site.
I was upset when he came out he didn't adjust at all coming out the half. I expect him to. I was like, okay, he come out the half. You're gonna see they only rushing for. Okay, everybody knows, common sense. Everybody's rushing for. You run the ball or screen pass or something that need to draw everybody back from off that pass or bring them up underneath. But again, didn't take no shots downfield until they actually needed it. Didn't run on hurry up offense or anything like that. No adjustment at the offensive line. It was just bad coaching.
Well, they did run some tempo at the beginning of the second half. That was the adjustment that they had made. Right? They were going no huddle.
It was,
but again, in terms of taking shots down the field, that takes time for those guys to get downfield, and he just didn't have that time.
Yeah, it was like watching Rocky versus what's his name? It is getting beat up in a ring. They said throw in the towel, throw in the towel.
Listen, I don't think anybody was throwing. I don't think
it was almost like a Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was throwing in the towel. I don't think. Based on what I'm hearing, I just don't think they felt Humphreys.
Talking about Hill Jack. Only adjustment he made was no pickle on his 6 cheeseburgers.
By the way, I love the handle Hill Jack.
Hill Jack, nice.
Takes me back to my youth. Actually, coincidentally, a couple friends that had moved to Erie from Philadelphia. That was like a real term for them, Hill Jacks.
Yeah. So what you guys think, Nick? Go ahead, Nick.
No, again, I think if he thought Humphreys was better, he would have put him in. And I just think that these guys had spent so much time as the starters that he really wasn't going to make that in the second half of the Super Bowl. He was just going to ride with the guys. And you're right. I
think we lost his mic. But if you he ride with you.
There you go.
He lost him again.
But there were some, key things happened, and it just wasn't their day. And I don't think any adjustments they could have made.
So you're gonna sit there and get by the locker, get your lunch took in, your backpack, your Pokemon's cards taken out your backpack, and still take punches to the face. You sit there, you gotta make an adjustment. You gotta change
the players, man. They didn't have it. The guys just didn't have it. Look at the way they.
Wait a second, Coach Hense. What were the adjustments he missed? What should he have done?
So what should he have done?
Okay, look here, guys. This is not my first rodeo. I play football.
That's what I'm saying. Give us some specifics.
The adjustment. If you see 4 guys that's rushing you and everybody else dropping back, you run the ball. And if I'm sitting there, I see Lou getting beat up on the side. I see Lou getting stomped out. Like, hey, Lou, take the punches to the head. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you in the third half. No, I'm gonna say, all right, Lou, this fight is not for you. All right, guy, come here. You a Pro Bowler, DJ Humphries. I'm gonna let you step in. I'm gonna see what we got in there. We at the last battle line now. It ain't about who started the 6 first, who started all season. It's at the battle line now. So these guys had to come out and step up. If they didn't step up, okay, next man up. It's just like he just didn't, like God said in the or the thing. He just added a pickle to the cheeseburger.
I'm gonna tell you something crazy about that statement though, Lou. Shaquan, they knew the ball was going to Shaquan. They kept running the ball still. That's the thing. You continue to run. And the Chiefs stopped running the ball. Well, they became one-dimensional.
Well, they are a run-first team, right? I mean, so that's kind of their identity, and Saquon was the one that got them there to this point. I mean, he was kind of like the key cog, right? So he was going to get his touches. And to the Chiefs' credit, whatever they put together in the run game, he didn't go off. His longest run, I think, was maybe 9 or 10 yards. And if you look at his stat line after the game, you would think, wow, the Chiefs must have buried them.
They did. Yeah. 3 touchdowns.
My thing is this, though. I get that, but Kareem Hunt in the middle of the season was still the guy, the workhorse. You keep riding that horse till something opens up. You slow down that pass rush with the run game. You
know what the conversation would have been today is, man, Kareem Hunt kept getting 1 and 2 yards, and they just kept giving him the ball. Why would you do that?
Right, but it was
there's only 4 downs.
Yeah, but again, you got to put it to him.
About the adjustment, guys. I also seen it was too many passing downs where Patrick Mahomes did what he always do. Even though I like the kid, 29 years old, he's still going to be here again. You can't just stare down a gun with one barrel.
Yeah.
You can't just look at Kelce and that's it. And that's what was happening. It was the balls was getting forced to Kelce. And like nobody else, Hollywood Brown, or that's how you miss Worthy going wide.
I think Travis
wide open
had
down the field.
Six targets. I think the whole.
I'm just saying that's how you miss Xavier Worthy going wide up down.
I hear what you're saying. On the one where there was a questionable, hey, he could have thrown it. It was the first drive of the game. Maybe he saw the opening over the middle. Hey, we're just going to get some rhythm here. Okay, hey, you can throw that ball. Maybe he does. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know if that changes the game at all. But that's one thing. But in terms of staring down the barrel or whatever, he had less than 2 seconds just about every drop back. And then as it continues during the game, it just gets in your head. I don't care who's back. Brady was back there. Same thing would be happening to him, except he wasn't mobile enough to move. So I hear what you're saying, maybe, but it was more a function of the rush. That's
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like Lou, that's a good point. The ball was spread to everybody. Everybody got their certain amount of touches. Like this is a Chiefs offense, right? Brown wasn't producing for real. Juju was 2 for 2, right? Again, Worthy was 8 for 8. Kelce had 6, right? But the thing is this, man, it's like the balls were throwing to them, but they were catching the ball, or Patrick Mahomes was off, predicated to the offensive line.
9 guys touched the ball,
So
he did his job to spread it out. I mean,
and the one that looked like it could have been a really big play. I don't know if it was the pass or like D-Hop stumbled.
That was a touchdown.
He slipped. It's a touchdown, but he certainly would have been a big gain. Would have
it was a touchdown. There was nobody on that side of the field.
So again, the scheme. Say what you will. I mean, they do scheme guys open. There's always guys open. It's just a matter. Does he have time to find them?
Yeah, and Patrick had some happy feet, and he when he had time, he didn't think he had that much time, and I think if he'd have been more patient in those situations, that like the pass to D-Hop for the 4th down, and he had Justin Watson wide open.
I like to say the left of him. I like to say this. MG in the chat. Shut the fuck up. We don't care about what you think. Don't come on this show.
You're absolutely right. Every single one of the tweets is saying the exact same thing, and yes, they did.
The dynasty is not over.
It was an ass whooping, no question.
Everybody said they never win another Super Bowl after they traded Tyreek Hill. And
here's your flowers. Fly, Eagles, fly. Have your day.
But speaking of adjustments as well, it was why did Spag adjust at the half either, man? It's like both coaches didn't adjust. Trent McDuffie was out there just on AJ Brown. We know it should have been a bigger body, and it wasn't no adjustment. Watson was getting beat. It wasn't no adjustment there, and he kept number 23 Trinclo in the game as well, and when he kept getting beat by a tight end.
And he didn't play Joshua Williams that much either, which was a shock
exactly
to me,
Nick. Well, exactly. I said, where is Joshua, man?
I would have put him on AJ Brown, and
maybe something happened there. But the bottom line, I mean, AJ Brown didn't really have a huge game. I mean, like 43 yards or something. I mean, you talk about the tight end. Dallas Goedert. He maybe caught 2 or 3 balls. To me, I mean, Philadelphia didn't have a great offensive game. They had a good offensive game, not great by any stretch.
But you look at AJ a
couple of balls over the top. Devontae Smith, the one to Jahan Dotson along the sideline. But really, it was just Jalen using his legs. He got 72 yards or whatever on scrambles for the most part. I don't know that they called any of those. Maybe 1 or 2 called runs the whole game.
No, those were defensive line runs. That was a product.
So again, the bottom line is, and again, not to oversimplify, but that's basically what it was. Is just that they bullied the Chiefs on both.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
On both
I'm gonna tell you what it is, Lou. I get what you're saying, but the big plays, AJ made the big plays that Joshua Williams could have made. Like them big plays, McDuck was getting exposed. He was getting beat.
Too short.
He was getting big on big plays, so that's what it was. And I would have preferred if Joshua Williams was out there. But look at the play that was made, though. You put a bigger body out there, he doesn't make those plays.
I agree with you. Like I said, we've been talking about it the whole playoffs. But
and then Watson on the other side.
Something must have happened with Joshua and the coaching staff or something, because there's really no reason for him to all of a sudden go from getting maybe like 70% of the snaps to like 5. I mean, and it just like there was no explanation. No one asked anything about it, and it just like this unspoken thing that just we're just not going to play him.
And I think the thing that hurt, the thing that hurt Spags too were the penalties. I mean, the all-out blitz. You know, Charles Omeni, he was just offside. You're just not paying attention. I mean,
that was the D4. The D4.
Yeah, that was the D4 moment. That changes the game there. Even though they intercepted the ball later on, but that's an extra, 4 or 5 minutes, and they have to punt. And then you look at the penalty on Nick Bolton, and you look at the penalty on Trent McDuffie that extended drives when it was, 3rd and long or 2 and forever.
The penalties early there were some tough. And
there
balls.
was some. I mean, I'm not a Torbert fan. I think he's a terrible referee. In the regular season, he was terrible in the AFC Championship game last year against the.
I think he called the game.
I don't think so. His crew was terrible. The sideline judges were awful, but it doesn't matter. The Eagles made all the plays, and just in the Chiefs didn't. The defensively, they did what they set out to do, which was to stop Barkley, but they didn't do anything to stop Hurts.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it like this.
A lot of that goes to what I've been bitching about all season long with the Chiefs pass rushers. They always go outside. They got to go between the tackle and the guard. They got to force Hurts. Don't give him an easy path between the guard and the center. Yep. Make him go outside so they can maybe get some help and they can contain him. But they've got to learn how to rush between the tackle and the guard. If you ever
listen to the coaches, and I've heard them for years, I mean, typically when they do rush, they like the guys to go outside, but you don't go past the quarterback. You rush almost like in a cage, because as soon as you do pinch the middle, that opens up the outside. That guy's rolling out. He's out the gate, where you have a better chance of keeping him. If you keep him in the pocket, you know where he is. And again, the biggest mistakes are not so much that they're going wide, Nick, that once they go past him, right? They go behind him. Now he has a two-way go. He can go outside. He can go inside.
Yeah, that's the whole point. But they've got to scheme better. They definitely have to teach. And Joe Collins is one of the best defensive line coaches out there. But they constantly get forced out. And when they're facing bigger guys, they have to do a spin move. They didn't do any stunts. They should have literally just blitzed constantly and just taken their chances, because nothing else was working.
Well, if you blitz, you leave them guys one-on-one, though, Nick.
But what's the point? Get a quick drive over with and get the ball back to the offense instead of sitting there going for 6 or 7 minutes and kicking a field goal. And
I think that's why Spags didn't want to do it, because he didn't risk them big plays. He don't trust his DBs, man. They was getting beat.
I see where Nick going. I see what he's saying. I see what everybody is saying. But at the end of the day, we got beat by the Green Mile. The Green Giants came.
77 was coming, boy. He held up Jones, boy.
That's what it is. We kick people ass in the Super Bowl, but this time we got an ass kick. Yeah, we got an ass kick. That's what it is.
I'll take 3 Super Bowls in 6 years. I don't care what MG says. 2-8, 3-6 is better. MG got at the end of the day, it just wasn't the Chiefs' day, and they just couldn't put it together.
It wasn't.
You could take 3 or 4 or 5 plays away, and maybe it's a closer game, but it didn't happen.
But again, like I was saying about the adjustments here, number 98. If the Chiefs don't sign him, somebody gonna get a good break.
Yeah, Warden balled, man. Warden balled.
Tackle if the Chiefs don't sign him again. But again,
he flexing, bro. After every stop, he flexing. I said, all right, I see you.
You got to have those type of guys that's gonna. If you seen, like Nick said, you got to come out blitz a little more. It wasn't no change up. It was like, okay, I'm gonna still throw a fastball. It wasn't no change up in no pitches. It was no change up in anything, and they kept hitting him out the park. And it looked like we was in high school all over again. Like we didn't know what we was doing out there. And yes, it had to come at this time where we had some bad coaches on both sides of the ball. But again, at the end of the day, it happens. We will be back here again. You know what I mean? So with that said, can you see the Chiefs making it back to the Super Bowl? Lou.
Well, the core is still the same. So you got to believe that, Brett is probably going to attack this offseason the way he did after they lost to Tampa. I mean, he's got to get the offensive line straightened out. You got to have a permanent solution at left tackle. You restructure Tooney's contract. He's your left guard. Trey Smith, they have to decide, is he $100 million guard? If he is, well, then you pay him.
Boy.
Yeah.
And then the other piece is, okay, on the defensive line, who are we keeping? Who's going away? I don't know, Mike Pennell, what his long-term view is of him. It seems like maybe they've gotten everything that they can out of the dude. But Tershawn Wharton is a young guy, young ascending player. He keeps getting better every year. So
bully.
If they can re-sign him, sure, they bring him back, that sort of thing. But yeah, they certainly can. There's no reason not to believe that they can. But the biggest thing is the offensive line. They have to solidify that thing, because it's just, you can't. It happened to them once before. I'm sure they vowed never again, but they kind of slipped through that. After Orlando Brown Jr. left. Not that he was great, but he was pretty good. But they never really solved the problem. I mean, it was like Band-Aid. Now all of a sudden you're moving Tooney out there out of necessity, because none of these other guys have shown anything. So
I got the comments. Leave them alone.
Got to get that.
Whoever touched the comments.
Got to get that. Got to get that position settled.
Moan Salone, Monica Salone.
To think that you can make this playoff run without a true left tackle is just amazing. Right.
Yeah.
And to think that you were going to get away with it in this Super. I mean, I was short-sighted thinking, wow, they'll be okay. They'll be okay. Yeah.
Well, we all thought. I mean, the proof was in the pudding. For the last 5 games in the playoffs, they were terrific until they got to the Super Bowl. But can the Chiefs make it back? Absolutely. I mean, they're already, the top pick for 2025. They're already number 1 ranking in the power rankings. They just listen. Again, I'll say it 1,000 times. They traded Tyreek Hill and then win back-to-back Super Bowls with wide receiver cores that weren't that great. And this year's was better, but just injuries just killed them. And,
I'm gonna piggyback on what you're saying, Nick. I'm gonna tell you what it is. This is the nucleus, man. This is the foundation.
Yeah.
Get that damn line together, young man. Get the line together. That's it. It doesn't even matter what personnel's on the side. Just get the damn line together. And that's it, man. Like I said, like Jaden was a little banged up. He next year he'd be healthier next year. But Duffy's still there. I do believe Joshua Williams to get more time. Hicks looked good. Cook played great. The Chiefs got it. It just on the offense side of the ball, it was just horrendous. That line got beat.
Yeah.
Bad.
It's just Tampa all over again.
Yeah, beat bad. That's what it was.
If it was me, man, you know what I mean? I think they're gonna make it back to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
What would you do if you had the money they had? What would you do, Bo?
Hey, I'm protecting this man here because he is still
your life.
He is still the boogeyman. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what they said about on Twitter. I don't care what kind of memes you making about Patrick Mahomes. He's still gonna be one to get it done. But I put it like this: yes, you got to fix that offensive line. Trey Smith. He had a bad game, but did he have a great season? Heck yeah, I think he had a great season. But the decision is going to have to be made, guys, because you're going to have Reed in free agency. You're going to have these two. Trey Smith in free agency. It's going to be a lot of key pieces that's going to be missing for this team to get back there. Can they make it back there? Yes. Patrick Mahomes is only 29 years old. We don't know if is Mr. Kelce going to be back in the Chiefs uniform. After the Super Bowl, a lot of people saying Taylor Swift left without him on Twitter and all this nonsense. People are saying a lot of crazy things out there, but again. Patrick Mahomes is 29 years old. He will still find a way to get it done, and Andy Reid will still find a great way to get. If they got Brett Veach still at him, they still have Andy Reid, and they still have Patrick Mahomes. It's still up.
And they have an owner willing to spend the money.
That's
what the Bengals fans are gonna never see.
Also, this guys. Okay, yes, we got beat. We got beat by the Eagles. Yes, that happened. Yeah, that happened. We live with it. But who's in the AFC? Is going to beat the Chiefs, right? Who's going to stop them from getting where they need to go next year? who's going to be in that realm of things going to try to get them out of their pocket? So, yes, you can say the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, this person. But
is that the next topic? That's the next question?
The end of the day, I'm just saying, nobody can forget back to the Super Bowl.
The Bengals will. Definitely the Bengals definitely will. I mean, what you mean?
It depends who their offense is. It depends who they have left on offense. That's going to happen.
I mean, you better get me started.
All right, MG.
You would think that
the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs like a drum. So stop.
You would think the Chargers will be better. I mean, everybody, there are going to be teams that improve. The Chiefs will improve, but in terms of just, I mean, the aura that they have, yeah, it looked pretty awful yesterday, but that doesn't just go away. Right. So I think the fabric is still there to win and keep winning. It's just a matter like those key pieces. And again, the biggest one is left tackle. So whether it's a trade or free agency, they got to get somebody in there that they can
I think it's going to be Cam Jordan.
like a 4 or 5 year deal. You got to do it.
Alaric Jackson in free agency, Cam Jordan. Those are probably the 2 top picks.
So with that said, man, getting back there is going to be, I think they can get back there. But again, can they get back there if Kelce's not here? You know what I mean? Do you think Kelce will be back next year, Lou?
I think he'll take some time to think about it, but I think eventually he'll want to come back. I think he felt good enough. Now, is he going to be the same player? No. But to have him just in the locker room, people see the way he works. He's attached to a lot of these guys. I'm sure it would be great for Noah and Jared Wiley to have him around. Just even if he's just like a player coach type thing. You really don't need him, to really be a big part of the offense until you get to the playoffs, really. And then hopefully by then, Noah and Jared have kind of settled in as being Patrick's blanket guys, but again, that's the thing with Patrick. It's just that bond can't be broken. And I know you say that he stares them down, but they've had so much success, you really can't blame them. So I think he will.
Hey, real quick, Christopher Kelly said, "Don't mind my guy, man. He's bad. His team didn't make it, and he believed everybo's rigged."
Yeah, I don't even know what team he's rooting for. So
dig this, man. Dig this, Kelce. Here's the thing with Kelce, man. Now, my interpretation is, I think he's done. And they can't go back without Kelce. You got 50 Shades out there. You can get another tight end on this offense, Andy Reid and them. They ain't no big deal. Kelce Biolinks told me a lot. He didn't even talk after the damn game.
Yeah.
He's frustrated. I think Kelce said, you know what? This is it for me, man. I did enough. It's fine. That's why, Lou, we got your boys 50 Gray coming in, 50 Shades coming in.
I bet not that he was going to hang it up, but I'm sure he had the same feeling walking off that field in Tampa. And I'm sure a lot of guys did.
It's time for 50 Shades to kick it in. Lou, it's time for 50 Shades. It's time, man. Come on. It's time, man.
Yeah, you don't have to twist my arm. I think he's ready.
Hey, I was 150. Speaking of 50 Shades, I was one reception away higher on underdog for winning 3,000. But God, they did not give him the. I was just waiting. I said,
"Hey, his eyes was big too." I'm like, "We saw what you do." He's like, "Man, I need one catch."
I said, "Just one catch." He's in the end zone. Give it to him. But it didn't happen. I didn't get it. So with that said, but I believe Travis Kelce is going to really. It gave me that vibe when Jason Kelce lost, to the Chiefs, and and he was considering coming back. So if he does come back, I believe next year will be his last year going in. I think he's going to come back to even train up, the golden kid. He got hurt, but when he will be back this year, the golden kid, number 12, Jared Wiley, he will be back on the field. So yeah, I think he'll come out and coach him next year and coach him up. But again,
here's what I was told today. Yesterday, I would say it was probably 75 to 25 that he was going to come back. Mm-hmm. I think today, based on a couple of factors, I don't think he cared the fact that, Taylor Swift got booed. I thought that I think that affected him. I know it shouldn't, but that's his girlfriend and that's his family. And secondly, he just didn't have the same fire in this game for a lot of reasons. He didn't play well. And listen, Travis Kelce just set the record for the most receptions in the Super Bowl. So he's got every postseason record you could possibly imagine. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's, dating the most popular girl in the music industry or in the world. He has a podcast making tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars.
Well, we know the money is not the.
He doesn't need this crap.
Yeah, the
he's going to have to come back because he wants to. He doesn't want to go out this way, and that I think is going to be the only determining factor.
Love of the game, and if he believes he has anything left in the tank, he's not going to. Yeah, he's not going to walk away if he thinks he can play another season. I just believe that, regardless of what happened after the game or who did what, and so she gets booed everywhere she goes. If it's a Chiefs game, Buffalo or whatever, I mean, she won't go back there either. But it happens.
It's all stupid, and it's kind of sad that the social media stuff has kind of taken over, and it doesn't matter what anybody's friggin' views are. They're their views, and they should be respected. But again, for me with Kelce, I think it's 50-50. I'm assuming they're going to do a podcast Wednesday, and maybe he addresses it. But I go to that picture of Travis and Patrick hugging each other, and there just seemed to me to be a finale thought there that, these guys had played for so long together. But, again, if you'd asked me a week ago, I'd say he's coming back, maybe playing 2 years. If he comes back, he's going to have to redo his contract one way or the other. So
if he does go, if he does leave, I'm sending that 3rd pick from the Titans right over there to the Falcons. Give me Kyle Pitts.
No, he's a project.
Honestly, guys, man, Kelce, listen, I got so much faith in Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in this offense. I don't care if Kelce leaves.
Isn't the answer.
I don't even care. Kelce can be replaced. Well, I'm not worrying about none of that, guys. As long as I got 15 back there, Andy Reid, y'all be just fine. If Kelce leaves, he did incredible for the Titan. He set the tone.
You have to replace him with a couple of guys.
Well, I think that's what Coach means is that they certainly can move forward without him. I mean, there's no one player that's just irreplaceable, whatever. He's done what he's done, and it was great. And if he comes back, super, because again, the younger guys, all positions can see what he had to do to get to that level. And they know that I'm not going to just come in here and just kind of be a guy. Right. I got to come in and work my ass off. So
hey, I want to answer John's question. I stepped out for a minute. Do you think he'll try to fill left tackle through free agency? Yeah, Ronnie Staley is certainly an option. We're going to talk about the free agent stuff on Wednesday's show.
He's a little
John,
older.
So we'll get a little bit more detailed into it.
I answered that question too, Nick.
You did?
I said, answer this right. What do you say?
It's a statement.
Statement.
Hill Jack is just stating what he believes.
Hill Jack, to be a fact. I mean, it wasn't spectacular this year, and the Worthy makes it exciting, and having Rashee Rice back is going to make it exciting, and Wiley with his gifts, could make it exciting, but they got a lot of holes to fill. They got to fix the offensive line. They got to find a running back
on the offensive line.
Yeah, it's just
they got skill positions player to watch this offense once Rashee is back healthy and through his legal issues, and Xavier Worthy another after a year of this experience, it could be special. But the bottom line is it's not going to be anything unless they get that tackle position solved.
Man, I'll tell you what, again, I stated before, I'm not worrying about too much Kelce. Get the line together, ladies and gentlemen, and then you'll see another tight end blossom.
I agree.
Yeah.
With that said, speaking of Travis Kelce, is the Patrick Mahomes GOAT debate over? A lot of people said it is. A lot of people said the debate is over. A lot of people said if he don't get the three-peat, the GOAT debate is over, even though the man had 3 wings and he's only 29 years old.
Yeah.
What you have
3 and 2. 3 and 2.
I don't think the debate is over. I mean, he's got the same number of Super Bowls that Brady had in his 20s. He hasn't hit his 30s yet. He's still got a lot of life left in his legs and a lot of football love in his heart and a lot of plays to make. Listen, they win 3 in a row. I think the debate is really strong. That he'll eventually catch Tom and pass him. But, you also have to learn from your mistakes. And Patrick made a lot of them yesterday. And that's something that he will adjust and adapt to. But, I think you can't ignore the accomplishments of the last 7 seasons. 7 AFC title games, 5 Super Bowls, 3 wins, 2 losses. It's just
the floor is losing the AFC Championship game in overtime.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, nothing we've ever seen. No team has done that. No team has come close to doing that. And we sit there and we say, well, he's washed up. He had a bad game, a bad day to have a bad game for certain. But, he's still the greatest. He's still the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't care what you say.
Well, who said he was washed up?
What's that?
I said, who said he was washed up?
I'm just telling you, the narrative this morning on a lot of these talk shows was now all of a sudden Jalen Hurts is the it guy.
Well, they haven't seen Patrick have a game like this since the Super Bowl in Tampa, and there's extenuating circumstances. But the bottom line
lost
is
for the exact same reasons. The 5
guys.
It's the way.
About the O-line. Maybe he didn't have a great game, but if he was to retire today, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, he's not the GOAT. If he retires today, is he the greatest?
But again, I think Weston Brewster brought it up, and this is kind of where Brady's dead period was.
Right. 7 years.
Ages 28 to 37. When 37, he won his 4th. So there's a big reiteration of the Patriots. They had to go through some stuff. I don't see the Chiefs getting to that point.
Right.
They were always competitive, the Patriots, but whatever. So I don't know that you can have a debate over who the greatest of all time is if you've got a guy that's in the middle of his career.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the fact that you even mention him in that conversation tells you enough to say, wow, he's 29 years old, 7 years in as a starter.
So what you mean, Lou? It's too early to call him the GOAT. It's too
early to have the conversation.
And we've elevated him to the best ever when all the ones that are in that conversation have been retired for several years.
Yeah. Hey, check this out. This for Bo right real quick. So we're gonna stop that debate, the Mahomes debate, until his career is over, Bo. Don't tell me he's the greatest ever until his career is over.
He's the greatest ever.
But right now, after Tom Brady, is Joe Montana. It's Joe Montana because his career is over. He got 4 rings. Terry Bradshaw got 4 rings. So right now, he is not the GOAT yet.
He's in the top 4.
So if I take these glasses off and I put it on and I see, it looks like Brady to me, and that's what Patrick Mahomes is. So if Patrick Mahomes is great, I feel like he always will be great. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I've seen some quarterbacks. I mean, I've seen Tyler Thigpen for crying out, Lord.
That Tyler Thigpen touchdown pass still is one of my favorite Chiefs plays of all time.
I'm just saying.
The other Tyler Palco. He was a favorite of Todd Haley. I remember that kid because he played high school football and I think it was North Allegheny High School, which is probably about 80 miles down the road going towards Pittsburgh. And he was everything. They won like 2 or 3 state championships, the large school division. And he went to Pitt and it was like, he was okay. To be in the NFL, I think Todd Haley just had an affinity for the kid.
The worst coach in Chiefs history.
But the debate is never over for Patrick Mahomes.
Let's talk about this 10 years from now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, that's a good one. That's a good one.
We'll still talk about it.
Yeah,
but I have one last question. The Chiefs
Hense will mute himself for that long?
Yes, we'll just let Hense spew the whole show 10 years from now and talk.
Absolutely.
Do the Chiefs have something special in Xavier Worthy?
Yes. They
do. A lot of people said he was skinny. A lot of people say he was too small. And
he is skinny.
And right? Ain't like he be buff. Like they lied. They lied. He is skinny.
And he is small, but I think they have found a way to use him that is going to be highly effective. And like I said, if they can get Rashid healthy, back to where he was before he ripped the knee up, get past his legal problems, those two together, it's going to be really interesting.
Rashid Rice come back and worthy of the top. Now I don't know about Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood.
I believe they do, because 10 years from now, when you've got kids that just look at stats, they're going to say, my God, Xavier Worthy had one of the best Super Bowls ever.
He did.
What are we talking? How did the Chiefs lose or whatever? Well, okay, numbers wise, and again, that last deep one, they had like special teamers playing at that point. But he caught it, whatever. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, funny. No, but honestly,
if you just look at the stats, it's holy shit, 8 catches.
You would think like he dominated. He dominated.
Touchdowns.
Yeah.
What was going on here? So, but no, I mean,
Team
that's great
squad
for
was
him.
out there.
He was the best wide receiver in the post.
The experience alone, right?
Yeah.
Now you look at, but you take it one step further. This entire first round wide receiver class, the 2 kids from LSU,
right?
Maybe Harrison Jr. He didn't really go to the right team, so we may never know how good Harrison is.
Ooh.
But these other guys,
Ooh, I caught that one. I caught that one. That was a good one.
I even heard Bills fans talk this morning, and they were like, "Well, the heck with Worthy. They should have taken, the kid from the Dijon." And I'm just like, "Well, you had your chance."
Dijon Cooper, boy, he balled out.
Man.
Oh man, that dude here, like Quinyon Mitchell was my guy, but when I seen Dijon Cooper Dijon, I said, "Damn, he's a baller."
According to the McAfee crew, Cooper Dijon is part of the exciting whites.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Reed Blankenship, sure.
Reed Blankenship, man, but he's a baller though. He from Iowa State, right? Iowa.
That was and I think that was the second. Well, I don't know how far back they went, but maybe it's like since Next Gen Stats. But I don't know how Next Gen this is because we're talking about race. But I think Jason Sehorn ran one back in the playoffs once against the Packers, and now Cooper Dijon in the Super Bowl. So,
and I almost took Cooper Dijon for an interception. And I thought about it.
I did too, Nick. I did too.
I came that close. I mean, I would have won a fortune.
The Caucasian defensive back.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nick, you ain't lying because I was this close. I said
I was too. I thought that was like 17-1.
I ain't take it
like that. Yeah,
I ain't take it.
He did play pretty good. Also, the Eagles defensive line, they're gonna be brilliant always.
And they're young and they're inexpensive. I think I saw the way that Howie Roseman put the salary cap together. The majority of their stars are making less than $2 million in cap.
Well, I mean the kids from Georgia, but Bryce Huff makes a lot of money. Josh Sweat is a free agent, so they certainly have some decisions to make as well. But
I love a good front. I love
Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are on rookie deals. Nakobe Dean, I think, will still be on his rookie deal. So. He didn't play yesterday, and so they've even got him.
Didn't even play yesterday, and
because he's been hurt. So
that's what I'm saying.
But yes, Xavier Worthy, yes, special player, Hensley.
Yeah, so I want to do John's comment real quick. Who cares about being the best? I hate comparing the best players. Was Bill Russell the best NBA player? Yes. Did he have the most rings? No, but he wasn't better than Jordan, was he? And I agree. I think.
And nobody better than Jordan.
Bill Russell's the best basketball player I've ever seen.
I don't know how old you are, John, but I am not old enough to have seen Bill Russell play in a game.
Who is John? How do you know John?
John Harrison's a good follower and a good friend. But
he absolutely is.
At the end of the day, I'm with you 1,000%. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. But Bill Russell was
greatest
the best player I ever saw.
Nick, hold on, Nick. Bill Russell lost the championship, and Mike was.
I don't care. I'm just talking about pure
6-0.
I don't care about Mike. I care about rings, but I think for the best overall,
I think Russell won 2 in college.
2 in
and
college.
11 in the NBA.
13.
And you're bringing up the one he lost to Will.
Damn right, because Jordan is what 6-0.
That's all said.
Let's get into our sponsor resale, guys.
You be you, coach.
Don't ever change. Resale Electronics. They buy and sell all of your consumer electronics. For more information, we're going to roll tape. Run it.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resale Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resale Electronics, 2 great locations, Noland Road and 40 Highway in Independence. If you're looking to buy or sell any of your personal consumer electronics. They are your one-stop shop. You walk in, you tell them the guys at Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you, and they'll give you a 10% discount. Check out their website at resellwithac electronics.com.
Resell.
That's right, Resell Electronics. So one of our corporate sponsors, we appreciate them very much. Again, walk in, get 10% off your first purchase at either location on Nolan Road or 40 Highway.
Mention Chief Blitz or Bowtie Sports.
That's right.
To get that 10%.
Mention. Let us know what your experience is.
Give them the password.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe y'all say Russell was spared than MJ. I'm appalled.
You're not old enough. You're not old enough to you weren't even in diapers yet.
My spirit was old enough.
You watch him play, he was dominating.
No, but Russell was phenomenal.
Russell was, and I was fortunate to watch Russell live with my own eyes.
If they would have calculated his stats though, like because back in the day they didn't do it. Like he has he was dominant on
NBA
defense
teams either, and it was a little bit different. And
Yeah.
the Celtics were the true dynasty of basketball.
And according to JJ Redick, they were playing against plumbers and electricians and cab drivers. So
yeah, well, he's an idiot. So
what they said,
some comments is crazy, man.
All right, go ahead, Hense.
So what they said,
Wilt.
Pack. What you got?
All right, let's do it.
Oh my goodness, here we are, man. I'm almost out of gas, and we got the 6-pack here, baby. I think I drank all 6 beers at halftime. I couldn't take it, man. Jeez, what are we doing? All right, here we go, gang. The 6 things that kind of struck my fancy, if you would, over the weekend. 2 of my favorite artists performed before the game. Trombone Shorty on America the Beautiful. John Baptiste sang the national anthem. Just, I mean, to me, that New Orleans sound, obviously the horns, Batiste on tickling the iries and singing the song. Just, that was just great for me. That made my day right there. Number 2, we're going to whip right through these. At halftime, how about Uncle Samuel L. Jackson? Come on, man.
What
Uncle
was
Sam,
that?
That might have been the coolest thing outside of Shorty and Batiste. That was the coolest thing that I saw, was when Samuel L. was Uncle Sam Jackson. I would imagine that triggered a lot of the audience for those people bitching about Kendrick Lamar and everything else. And I hate the Super Bowl. I hate the Super Bowl show. We still watch, but man, everything sucks. Uncle Sam Jackson says, suck it. Okay, here we go. Number 3, Fangio. I mean, just simple, very simple. That's like the Legion of Boom stuff. They're not going to send a lot of blitzes. They're not going to have a lot of exotics.
Right.
They're going to play a kind of that umbrella coverage over the top, cover 2, cover 4, whatever the hell it is, 14 eyeballs on the quarterback. But the only thing that makes that thing work is getting rushed from the down 4, because previously he's 0-8 against Patrick, right? So now he gets the rush. Sure. Now all of a sudden he looks like a genius. So that the scheme that's the beauty is in the simplicity, because it seemed like Philadelphia was it was almost like one of those high school games where you come in and one team gets off the bus and you're like, holy crap. Yeah. How the hell are we going to beat those guys? But this is pro football. You don't see that. So anyway, flowers to Vic. He's been coaching since the 80s.
And Southeast versus Blue Springs, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. I'm guessing one team is much bigger than the other.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
All right. So number 4, the Philly D-line. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Brandon Graham, Jalen Hunt. Plug in the name, whoever they were coming, and Patrick is probably like having nightmares of these guys. Just he couldn't get out of their way. Say what you will about Happy Feet and everything else. With those guys coming after you, I would venture to guess just about any quarterback in the league would have been just as bad, if not worse. So, yeah.
I thought the one that he got tackled on, I thought he was done. I thought his arm got broke when he got pushed in the face mask.
When he was going to launch the deep one and his hand got hit. Yeah.
I said, oh, God. After this,
punishment.
That looked pretty bad. Number
that
5 was
bad,
just
not a
the
call.
Chiefs run defense. I mean, in the ultimate, just kind of who cares type thing. Saquon, 25 carries, 57 yards. Again, we mentioned it earlier. If you would have told me that before the game, you're like, wow, the Chiefs are going to win. Let's go. And I think we touted going less than on Saquon and ratchet it down to about 90 yards. You blew that out of the water, man, if you took that one. So with that and the Travis bet, you got 2 winners right there. Let's go. But the other side of it was Jalen Hurts at 11 for 72. And those were backbreakers usually because they were on third down,
one of them was
scramble. So yeah, that's why stats are always deceiving. Last one, we've already touched on this to a degree, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but Big Red, the game plan, it was kind of similar to Tampa Bay. They kind of got an idea in their head the way they were going to win the game, but the offensive line just didn't let them get to those plays. Like I said, you saw, and I'm sure when the game film comes out, you'll see there are open receivers on many plays.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
Patrick's running for his life. Or, he's already locked in on somebody else, or the D-Hop trips over himself and drops the ball. So anyway, but O-line issues. Too reliant on 15. Said, okay, he'll make up for all this stuff. He's done it, this whole playoff run. But hey, all good things come to an end, and that was it.
Yep.
Pat looked like kind of a rookie at times back there, which is sucks for him.
He looks human.
He's going to, absolutely. He's going to take this. A lot of soul searching. I'm sure he was in Veach's ear on the plane ride home. And offensive line is going to be a huge.
Dude, I'm not going to make it to 33 in this league if you don't give me an offensive line.
There you have it, folks. This week's 6-pack. Feast on those double cheeseburgers. I know Andy.
No
Reed
pickles.
will. And the beers are empty. As always. Brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy.
That's right.
And speaking of Underdog, let's hear back from Underdog.
Play now in Missouri. If you're looking for a great fantasy game, we've teamed up with UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play $5 and get $50. You can use the special promo code Chiefs Blitz. The game is available in 33 states. Check out the availability map. You must be 18, 19, or 21 years older to play. But it's an outstanding game. The app is very simple. You can deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for new customers, and make sure you use the Chiefs Blitz code, and so you can register to start playing this amazing game. Play Pick'em on Underdog. You can, with all your favorite NBA players, James, Curry, Ball, anybody and everybody who's in the NBA, you can play higher or lower. It is an amazing product. It's very simple to use. If I can do it, anybody can. And just make sure when you log on to UnderdogFantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz.
All right. For Play Now in Missouri, you get $5 for your initial a game, and you can get up to $50 bonus dollars. Use the promo code Chiefs Blitz. Again, it's available in 33 states. Right now, the NBA is hot. You can also do college basketball, as well. Got to be 18, 19, or 21 in certain states. Just see
I
the
didn't
map
see
below.
it. We've got the Great American Race coming this weekend, the Daytona 500.
The Daytona 500, I believe racing is on there too. We
have the ability to go higher or lower.
Yeah, racing, golf, NHL, NBA. I mean, they do it all. It's amazing.
Hold on, I forgot to unmute Dre. Go ahead, Dre. What'd you say?
That was some of the best analysis of the year, Coach.
We lost him.
He is on it.
I think we lost. You can't hear him.
Can't hear you.
Nah, hey, I'm just messing with you. I can hear y'all.
He's just messing with us.
Yeah, that's what I said. Best analysis of the year, Coach.
Nice.
I did. No, like NASCAR. I'm definitely gonna dive into NASCAR and golf. I love golf. I'm really down into some golf. That good old silent treatment. Why come? Hey guys, real question. Why come they don't boo in golf? Why come they don't boo and all this other stuff in golf? Why is that?
You can't boo in golf.
Gentleman sport there.
One of the few gentleman sports left.
It's kind of you're kind of your own team, if you would. You don't have
golf
teammates.
Serious, we can't boo. Yeah. What happens if you do boo?
They'll probably throw your ass out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
you make noise in the golf event. Especially
Any
major,
question
you're
about
done.
it?
You
I
want to
mean,
be on the property ever again.
Pretty simple equation there.
They gonna have to give more his butt right up on out of there.
Hell yeah. You're gonna take a practice on your ass out.
So if you're thinking about the
Oh,
guys in his
shit.
backswing and you're yelling Noonan.
Oh shit! I feel you. That's crazy because I never thought. I'm like, why come they don't reboot in golf? Well, I got you.
I'm supposed to be covering the Speedway this NASCAR this year, so I'm happy about that. So I'll be bringing some content for that. Then also, guys, hey, we are still one family. We are still the kingdom. Yeah, we're gonna have the world hate us. Yeah, we're gonna say our quarterbacks washed. Yes, they're gonna say our tight ends old. Yes, they're gonna say he should have stayed with the other girl instead of Taylor Swift. Yes, they're gonna post things on Instagram about Jamar Chase posted stuff on Instagram. Jamar Chase, you can say all you want to say on Instagram, but sir, you ain't got no rings to talk about. So with that said,
when people say that, I always ask them who'd they play this week.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that said,
I didn't see their score.
Right.
With Cancun, it was like a flat football in Cancun.
Yeah,
It's playing
Cancun's really great this time of year. Hey, you want to put it all in perspective? The Kansas City Royals play their first exhibition game in 11 days.
Let's go.
Let's go
Baseball
Royals.
Here, but for us, the postseason starts today.
Yeah, this is it. We are done talking about the Chiefs.
Combine
Super
comes
Bowl
up in
loss.
2 weeks.
We are done talking about the season.
Combine in
It's
2 weeks.
all
Luke?
about
Combine
free
starts in
agency
2
and the
weeks.
NFL draft between now and
Let's
the end
get
of
it, guys.
First day of the NFL season, you got guys asking for trades. You got teams putting guys out for trade. Cooper Kupp is available. Debo Samuel's available. We think Myles Garrett is available if he has his way. So
Michael Parsons said Michael
Parsons too.
It's gonna get a little
Miles Garrett in a
nutty.
Chiefs uniform.
Come on to Arizona. Come on to Arizona, Miles. Arizona or my Bengals. Arizona or the Bengals. Come on, Miles Garrett.
We speak of this past Super Bowl.
This is it. We're putting it to rest. The Chiefs had a great season. For the last 3 Super Bowl Sundays, you were a witness to watching your Kansas City Chiefs. They've won 3 of the last 6. They won 2 in a row leading up to this game. It wasn't to be. Now the fun begins. We're going to be here the entire offseason while other Chiefs sites take a little time off. We're going to be here 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1:30, and some shows on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of fun promoting the Chiefs in the offseason. This is our time.
Sinclair said, Roll is all I got.
Yeah, the Jayhawks suck this year. So Jayhawk basketball and Jayhawk football just does not fill in the void, Kenny. I'm with you 1,000%.
Y'all funny. He said, Royals, all I got.
Patrick Mahomes still 29, and he still have more rings than Joe Burrow.
He's still young, man. Oh, man. Hey.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you Wednesday.